Good evening, everybody. Welcome to introducing you to your parts and bringing them all together. And of course, before we get started, let me take care of the housekeeping. Do not play this recording whenever you're riding in a moving vehicle, when operating equipment or machinery, or at any time that you're engaged in an activity that requires your full attention. This session is not intended, nor it is to be used to diagnose or treat any physical or mental medical condition. For diagnosis or treatment of any condition, consult with your chosen healthcare provider. And with that out of the way, I want to talk for a few minutes about our parts. We're all made up of various aspects of our being, various aspects of our psyche, if you will. And in our industry, we refer to them as parts. Some of you may recall those old cartoons where someone was having some sort of a dilemma, making a decision, and on one shoulder, an angel would pop up, and on the other shoulder, a devil would pop up. And they'd have these arguments back and forth. Yeah, go ahead and do it. What the heck? You got nothing to lose. No, you better not do that. That's not a good idea. And you have this little conflict going on. And sometimes it's difficult to resolve that conflict. And that is a very simplistic example of some of our parts issues that we may encounter. And sometimes when we are working with parts, we ask to call out a part that's being problematic. And sometimes we ask what the name of that part might be so that we can address it more specifically. But for tonight, we're not going to need to do that. But I would like you to be thinking about the possibility of some of the issues, might be too strong a word, but some of the conflicts that you might face because of conflicting parts. So, for example, there may be a part of you that we would consider like the child in you, who wants what you want when you want it. Want to have that candy bar, even though you know better, it's not good for you, but doggone it, I deserve it. I earned it. I want that candy bar. And maybe there's a part of you that we might call the critic, the part that beats up on you when you make a mistake or when you make a wrong decision. And maybe there's a part of you that has sort of a religious bent, if that is in your makeup. And there may be a part of you that you might consider a judge, that's kind of sitting back and observing what you're doing, sort of in a judgmental frame. And so just think for just a minute, if you've ever had a situation where you were in conflict of making a final decision on what you should or shouldn't do in any given circumstance. And you can come up with some really good reasons why you should, but you can also come up with some really good reasons why you shouldn't. And maybe it's a little bit difficult to balance those two things out or to resolve those issues. That would be an example of conflicting parts. One of the probably more obvious or simplistic examples I could use, I suppose, is a smoker. If somebody calls me and tells me they want to quit smoking, okay, they want to quit smoking. So why are they still smoking? That's a conflict between the part that wants them to keep smoking and the part that wants them to stop. And the interesting thing about parts is that every single part has a good intention. It's trying to do something beneficial for you, something that it thinks is something that you need, or that is going to benefit you or help you in some way. But sometimes among the parts, there are conflicts. They conflict with each other with regard to what is best for you at any given situation. And so our intention tonight is to ask you to bring those parts together, to start to open a dialogue, have conversation with each other in order to reach solutions to some of the challenges that you face that would not only fulfill the need of the individual part, but also do a better job of supporting your overall health and well-being. And in order to accomplish that, I'm going to ask you to go inside and find the part of you that you might consider the manager or the organizer, the part that would be able to gather all of the other parts together and sort of be a facilitator. So just be thinking about that for a minute. Begin taking a few slow, deep breaths. And if and when you're ready, let your eyes gently close. As you begin a little bit of a journey inward, and as you begin to drift and float and travel in to the innermost aspect of your being, to your heart of hearts, the core of your being, identify that part of you that you might consider the managing part, the facilitator, perhaps the party planner, the part that can easily gather the rest together. And in a moment, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. And as I do, allow yourself to embark on that journey inward. And on the way, invite every part of you to join. Give guidance to the managing part of you, the director, the facilitator, to invite and gather together all the rest of those parts as we embark on this journey. And so going there now, 10, 9, beginning to relax more and more, going deeper within, finding that director, that facilitator, inviting that part to join in, 8, 7, beginning to bring together all of the other parts, whether there be a judge or a child, a parent, a friend, a colleague, a critic. 6, 5, bringing them all forward to join in this journey, a peaceful gathering. 4, 3, no criticisms, no admonitions, simply a gathering together, knowing that these parts really care about your overall health and well-being. 2 and 1, you're there. There in the core of your being. And perhaps you may imagine that we've found ourselves perhaps in a conference room, with a gathering of all of the parts within your makeup. And welcome all of these parts. Make them feel comfortable, at home. Here for the purpose of assisting you in facing the challenges that you face. In a more resourceful way, solution-oriented. And I'd like for you to recognize that every one of these parts has a positive intention for you. Every one of these parts have learned methods and techniques of facing the challenges within the realm of their intentions. Whether their intention is to keep you safe or to allow you to have fun, to reward you for accomplishments, to keep you on the straight and narrow. Whatever their intention may be, it's a positive intention. And upon recognizing this, thank each and every part for the wonderful job that it does to meet the intention. And recognize too that while these parts all have a positive intention for you, that there are times that their methods may be in conflict. And invite these parts now to seek out methods in which they may continue to fulfill their intention for you, while at the same time promoting your overall health and wellness, promoting your overall well-being with fewer conflicts, fewer difficulties at facing your challenges. So invite these parts now to come together, to open discussion with each other. With the intention of finding solutions that will fulfill their individual needs. While reducing conflict with other parts and doing an even better job of promoting your health and wellness, promoting your well-being. So give these parts an instruction to open the conversation with each other respectfully, understanding that each one means well for you. Instruct them to communicate in harmony, in concert. With the overall intention of easing your mind, bringing you greater peace of mind as you face the challenges of day-to-day life. And instruct these parts to keep the lines of communication open. To continue to communicate whenever required, to resolve conflicts, to ease any potential tensions among the parts. Knowing that each one truly wants your health and well-being. And the communication lines will remain open, allowing you to find it easier than ever before to reach conclusions, to face the challenges that you face with less conflict, thinking more clearly than ever before, solution-oriented, finding it easier to make the appropriate decision that benefits you the most, that promotes your health, your wellness. And by doing so, you find that not only do you think more clearly, not only do you feel less conflict about the choices you face, but you begin to carry with you a greater sense of inner comfort. Greater peace of mind, a calmer and more relaxed approach to those challenges that you face. So that there are fewer challenges within. You feel more balanced, grounded, more secure in your decisions, in your choices. And beginning with this very moment, at any time, should you even begin to sense the possibility of inner turmoil, simply allow yourself a few moments of solitude to find a comfortable position and take a few deep breaths and once again travel within. And remind your parts that their mission includes your overall health and wellness, your overall well-being, and that they most certainly have the intelligence and the ability to find solutions that are harmonious to each individual part, as well as support your overall wellness and peace of mind. And you'll find as you move through your days, you feel a greater level of comfort within yourself. Less intimidated by your challenges, more secure in your decisions and your thoughts. And simply a feeling within you of greater certainty, greater self-assurance, an easy, comfortable acceptance of you. And always, from deep within you, a sense of peace. And just take a moment now to allow these parts to come together in harmony, in peaceful concert. Recognizing the importance of each other in your well-being. Greeting each other with respect, with love, with appreciation. And making a pact with each other to keep these links of communication open, to continue to respect each other, to counsel amongst themselves peacefully, with the solution in mind. A solution of the greatest benefit for each of them, as well as your overall being. And this process continues over the coming days and weeks and months, and continuing from this moment forward, so that you notice that the inner turmoil melts away, the inner conflict diminishes and fades. And an inner feeling of peaceful harmony is more prevalent than ever before. You begin to view your life experience in a different way. with a different perspective, more positive, encouraging, joyful. And just feeling a greater sense of peace about you and about your life experiences. So it is now, and so it will remain from this very moment forward. And even as we complete this session in just a moment, this process continues. And even though it continues below the level of your conscious awareness, you do notice. And you are aware of the feeling of greater harmony, greater peace, thinking more clearly, feeling more settled, grounded, balanced. And at a greater sense of peace, perhaps than you've experienced in a very long time. This process is ongoing and will continue, even as in a moment I count from 1 to 5 and you bring your conscious awareness back to here and now, to your current environment, bringing with you this feeling of tranquility and peace. 1, 2, beginning to return to here and now, coming back to fully alert and aware. 3, 4, returning fully back into the room now, coming fully back into your environment, noticing your surroundings, the temperature of the room around you, the cushions beneath you supporting you. Take in a deep healing and cleansing breath. And with a joyful heart and a peaceful mind, 5, welcome back and open your eyes.